What's happening, everybody? I'm trying to make this video short, but something interesting just happened to me. I'm here in the middle of doing my, budget and balancing the budget and whatnot. And a video from a YouTuber that I subscribe to popped up on my notification. So I clicked on it and checked it out. And wouldn't you know that this young lady, she was talking about something that I believe a lot of us may have forgotten when it comes to saving money. She was talking about saving money and how she saves money no matter how small the amount is. Now, I remember as a kid, my mom bought us a little ceramic piggy bank, and mine was actually the shape of a, mine was I think it was a football or something like that. But we would put coins in there, and every, birthday, Christmas or whatnot, we'd open it up and see what we can get with it. But as I've gotten older, when you have spare change in your pockets, you just throw it to the side, and sometimes it gets lost around the house or apartment or wherever you're living, and you just don't think about it, especially pennies, But we need to remember that pennies is money too, that has a value, no matter how small. This young lady, mind you, I don't know how much she makes or whatnot, but obviously she works hard for her money, and she thought to herself that it would be important to let people know that they need to save their money. And I'm going over my budget, and I'm switching around numbers and making these just balancing stuff. And I sometimes forget I have change in my pocket or whatnot, and all over the house. So I just wanted to say thank you. And her name is, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, her name is Lyn. I forget her. Lyn. Okay. It's Lyn Personal Channel. I'll put a link to her channel in the description box. Mind you, it's a simple concept, and and I'm just furthering on the message. Save your money. Some things that we've been doing lately is, and you've probably heard this before. Everybody's heard it, but when you make your money and you're doing your budget, try your best to pay yourself first. All right, you worked hard for the money. Pay yourself first. And what I mean by that is not necessarily go out and go shopping first, but put aside maybe about at least 10% of your income when you get it in. Just put it aside, invest in it, buy stocks, do whatever you need to do with it. Put it in a savings, and even though savings won't return anything, but until it gets to a point where you could invest in something like real estate or whatnot. But put away, try to put away about 10% of your income if you can, and manage with the remaining 90%. That would be my advice, on top of what Lyn was talking about. Also, track your spending habits for at least a month, and be honest with yourself. Anything just pretend like you're not tracking your spending habits, but when you go to the gas station, if you buy a bag of chips and a juice or something, write it down, write how much it costs. Shoot, I'd even go as far as write the time of the day, so you have an idea of when you're spending the most money during the day, whether it's on your lunch break or whatever. But track all of your expenses. If it's a piece of gum, if you put a quarter in the machine, you turn it and you get a bubble gum, track it, and do that for a month. I did that a while back, and let me tell you, I'll I'd put aside for myself, this is when I was single, I'd probably put aside about maybe $200 a month for groceries. That totals up to about, that's like $50 a week. That's enough for one person for groceries, right? However, after tracking my expenses, and I was honest with myself, I realized I spent upwards of $300 in fast food alone, not including the $200 that I was setting aside for food, like grocery shopping, but $300 going to restaurants, whether I was going on a date, whether I was just by myself, I mean, whether I was at work and I bought something in the vending machine. I spent that month that I was tracking my expenses over $300. $300 that was not in my budget. And I always was wondering, why am I always short? I'm making decent money, why am I always short? Another thing, me personally, since we've started this business, we subscribe to like Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV, couple other subscriptions. They're like $7, 10, $12 a piece. That's not much, but we do that because we have to entertain other people. But when it was just me and JoJo, or just me alone or whatnot, I had cable subscription. I was paying upwards easily of like $185 a month for internet and cable, over 200-300 channels. Now ask yourself, I had to ask myself, how many of these channels do I watch? I mean, is it worth $175 and up, $200 just watching maybe what, 10 channels at the most, in a month's period? And JoJo and I, we decided to get rid of, just drop cable, just drop cable. We subscribe to, honestly, we watch Netflix, and we have this YouTube TV, which is like $30 a month. And we get our live television, we get movies, and that's it. And all that adds up to about maybe total, about $40–45. And when you throw in the internet, which what we pay, we're looking at, a little bit over $100. That's a big savings, carpooling. We have 2 vehicles, but a lot of times, we try our best to make use of just one vehicle, so we cut down on the amount of gas. There's a lot of things you can do to really, cut costs. And that money that you do save, like Lyn suggests, you save it, and I would go as further as say, yeah, save it. You could put it in a savings account or just put it in a shoebox or whatever. However, at some point in time, I don't know if you want to do it quarterly or annually, you take that money that you saved and invest it. Don't just let it sit in a savings account. Invest it in something. Be creative, figure out ways to turn that, whether you buy something, you fix it up, you flip it and make it, make something, and make a sale for something more, but try to make the money grow. Don't let it just sit there. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that I just wanted to acknowledge this young lady and tell her thank you for reminding me of not to forget the little things. And I take her advice wholeheartedly. And by the way, Lyn, your English is very good. I'm the one, I need to be learning Tagalog, so you don't need to translate your whole program to English for your viewers, but I could always get my wife to translate for me. But yes, and I thank you very much so for that reminder. Okay, so keep it up, and everybody who's watching this video, I know life can throw curveballs all day long, but keep your head up. Stay focused. Have goals. And start small and just accomplish these little goals, a little bit at a time. And before you know it, you'll be free, or at least nearly free, of some of the burdens that we face financially these days in this world that we live in. Okay, guys, I hope that wasn't too long. check her channel out. And if you like this video, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like it, hit the like button, and also, you know, enable alerts. I keep forgetting. Enable alerts, because when I make these videos, it's always nice. I get a good feeling when people watch it and they comment. It makes me feel good. So make me feel good. All right, everyone. Have a good day, and as always, live life with love, peace, and happiness. Bye.